Welcome back to Dynasty Diaries. Last week we had a full question and answers episode answering all your burning questions. But this week we're diving into one of the most intense games of the season. Number 1 ranked LSU versus number 4 Georgia. This matchup also features Juan Daniel, a former freshman phenom, and 2 standout freshmen from last week's episode. Let's get into the action. LSU comes into this game undefeated and looking to prove they're the best team in the nation after falling short last year. Meanwhile, Georgia, with just 1 loss this season, is determined to make a statement despite the tough road ahead. This is a highly anticipated matchup that many in the league have been waiting for. These 2 teams are essentially rivals, facing off every year as 2 of the league's top contenders. This game carries significant weight as it directly impacts playoff positioning and sets the stage for what's to come in the postseason. It's a tough battle that both teams must navigate. Right off the bat, Juan Daniel shows why he earned the Freshman Phenom title. On Georgia's opening drive, he breaks out a 55-yard run, adding a little flair with some showboating on his way to the end zone. Do your dance, Juan. Go ahead, do your dance. Georgia is up early. Let's see what happens. Now here on the next possession, LSU gets time in the pocket, and he has all day and decided to test PS2 Legends user. And as you see, that did not go very well. So LSU not looking like the number 1 team in the land right now, but the defense did hold Georgia to a field goal. LSU tried to answer back with a big play, but Georgia's defense stepped up. On LSU's next possession, things went downhill fast. A poorly timed throw led to an interception, and Georgia turned it into points, taking an early 13-0 lead. This is crucial being on the road because home field advantage in this game is very real. So, take the crowd out of it and get an early lead and make them come back. LSU's offense looked out of sync, and their defense couldn't stop Georgia's momentum. A turning point came late in the first half. LSU benefited from back-to-back defensive pass interference calls, giving them 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. As you would see, this possession right here was so huge when it came to the game because it wasn't exactly a turning point, but it basically gave LSU life going into the second half because things actually did not get much better for them immediately going into the second half. Although this is in the first half, I believe if it wasn't for this drive right here, the game would have ended much differently. They punched it in to cut Georgia's lead to 13-7 heading into halftime, but LSU's struggles continued in the second half. Another interception put Georgia in great field position where they get another great opportunity with the possession starting in the red zone with the chance to go up by 2 scores in the second half, which is huge. Now, 2 of the turnovers in the first half ended up in field goals, and I'm sure right now Georgia definitely wants a touchdown, not a field goal. Those 4 points could be very huge going forward for the rest of the game. And they capitalized with a jet sweep to get them down to the 1 where, they get the chance to go up by 2 touchdowns late in the second half. So let's see what happens. Now with the ball down at the 1-yard line, they line up to punch it in, and Juan Daniel gets yet another touchdown right here to make the score 20-7. Now they're up 2 touchdowns in the second half. Things are looking really good for the Bulldogs right now. Okay, LSU chance to get back in it under pressure, and he throws yet another pick. This is not looking real good right now, and they're looking like they're going to fall at home in Death Valley with one of the best stadiums in the league. Bulldogs seem to be dropping an avalanche. Juan Daniel added another score later in the third quarter, making it 27-7 Georgia. So now LSU, who we saw in a great comeback earlier this year, and their backs against the wall late in the third. LSU's mistakes piled up. A fumble on a promising drive gave Georgia another short field. And Georgia, yet again, has a chance to increase their lead. And, of course, they strike pretty quickly. And they quickly turned it into a 34-7 lead heading into the fourth quarter. At this point, it seemed like the game was over, but LSU wasn't done yet. In the fourth quarter, LSU finally found some rhythm. Heisman frontrunner Jelani Watkins with a 50-yard bomb. They scored a quick touchdown to make it 34-14, and then on Georgia's next drive, they try to move the ball to extend the lead, but they throw another pick to LSU. So now LSU is back in the game and trying to get back within 2 scores really quick. Now LSU is trying to capitalize off the turnover and hits Georgia with a quick strike, and now the score is 34-21. And after a quick 3 and out, LSU gets the ball back yet again with a little bit of time left, about 2:30 left, and they drop back, and then he hits the guy on a deep crosser, deep down the field, goes no huddle. I think he was trying to get out of bounds, goes no huddle, lines right back up because time clearly is not on his side, and he needs to keep all of his timeouts. So he needs to hurry up, line up, and then audibles to another play, make some quick adjustments, even though I feel like he's taking up quite a bit of time. But he catches his receiver out on the sideline and gets out of bounds. So now he gets time to set up his next play, which is a bubble screen, gets him into the end zone. Now he's actually within a touchdown. And LSU had all the momentum. But Georgia just needs to get in field goal range and put the game out of reach. But
not so fast, my friend.
Georgia goes from trying to put the game out of reach by trying to get in field goal range and at the very least making LSU waste all their timeouts to giving them a chance to win the game on the final possession. Now, under 2 minutes, you think they're going to throw the ball trying to get down in a hurry, but they take the run trying to catch him off guard, and I'm pretty sure Georgia is upset because that running back broke I don't know how many tackles. Like, that's just, I know that had to be very frustrating. I'm very surprised Georgia did not break his controller right there or his television because that was just not the business right there. He probably pass committed, but, that's how the game goes. So right now, Georgia still has the ball, 2 minutes left, all 3 timeouts. That's a lot of time in this game, but they end up throwing a pick. So essentially, that seals the game right there. And you see LSU showboating right there. He knows he has it in the bag, probably took a knee right there. Game over. And that was just another great game. LSU completed an incredible comeback to win the game, securing their undefeated season in what can only be described as an instant classic. If the game still had the instant classic rating, this matchup would surely earn it. LSU showed championship grit, and this victory solidifies their spot as the team to beat this season. Now let's move on to our Freshman Phenom segment. You just saw Juan Daniel, who had an impressive performance with 17 carries, 103 yards, and 3 touchdowns. While that's an outstanding game for a freshman and certainly noteworthy, it's not quite enough to earn Freshman Phenom honors this week. That goes to another player out of Georgia, but at Georgia Tech, receiver Taylor Hepburn, 8 receptions, 144 yards, 3 touchdowns. Congratulations. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing games and stories from Dynasty Diaries. Don't forget to join our league using the Discord link below.